Gotta go. But thanks. On with the show.
Hey fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. As you guys might know, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I've been a Kingdom Hearts fan ever since the series came out, essentially. And I'm even so much so a Kingdom Hearts fan that I even made a Kingdom Hearts channel, all of my own, called Phil the Keyblade Master, where you guys can see I have made videos, I have done streams. So if you guys want to subscribe to my Kingdom Hearts channel, here's a shameless plug. Phil the Keyblade Master. So why am I talking about Kingdom Hearts on my channel? Well, I saw this article. And I even though I do like on my Kingdom Hearts channel, I do all Kingdom Hearts content. And this channel that you guys see here right now, I do multi themed videos essentially. Even though you would think I would do mostly Ninja Turtle videos, given how like literally half my name is to the Ninja Turtles, pun to the Ninja Turtles. I saw this article of Kingdom Hearts, and I figured, hey, even though I have a Kingdom Hearts channel, it's no shame me bringing this subject up on here as well. And it's Kingdom Hearts 2, 10 differences between the original version and the final mix version. And think of the final mix version as an extended cut of the original version. There's new add-ons, new enemies, some fights that was in the original one, and maybe a cut like a after credit scene that may be added or extended. Um, Pretty much it's the final mix version is DLC for like games from like Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way to what the last Kingdom Hearts game before Kingdom Hearts 3 essentially was free DLC, essentially. In a way, it's in a way. That's what Final Mix is the complete version, including like the free quote unquote free DLC, pretty much the Game of the Year edition, in a way, that makes sense. So I've been a huge Kingdom Hearts fan since the first game came out. I have like about 7 to 8 um Keyblades IRL at the time of this recording. I even, in April of this year, met the girl who played Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way to the after credit scene of Birth by Sleep. So I got those bragging rights. Anyways, let's get into this video, shall we? Um, Kingdom Hearts 2 got quite a positive reception when it was released back in 2005, with fans and critics pushing its gameplay, presentation, and story. However, this was no perfect game since it had some significant flaws. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix was released 2 years later, an enhanced version that fixed most of the problems of the original game, But sadly, this new version was exclusive to Japan for many years. And yeah, that's the I'm still kind of salty about that. Because for many years, Final Mix, Game Wars 2 Final Mix, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, all these Final Mixes were Japanese exclusive. And correct me if I'm wrong, it wasn't available in like America and anywhere else up until like the 1.5 and 2.5 remix, like HD collections came out. And then they said, oh yeah, we'll let you Americans deal with the Final Mix version too. Say like, thank you. How thoughtful of you guys to think about us like years down the road. Um, the rest of the world finally got to play the Final Mix version when Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix was released in 2014. And that for me was back on the PlayStation 3, which was amazing because Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were my brother's games back on the PlayStation 2. There was this long ass period of time when my brother rarely ever let me play his games. Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 were one of those games. So I would sneak behind his back when he was at school, hang out with his friends, just to play Kingdom Hearts. That's almost how I was into Kingdom Hearts. My first Kingdom Hearts game I bought was Channel Memories, on the Re-Channel Memories, the Channel Memories on the PlayStation 2. So when 1.5, 2.5 came out, ooh, I was so happy because I got to play living shit out of them. I did not care or my if my I like I didn't have to care whether or not my brother saw me playing them because it was my games at that point. Sorry, side note, side tangent, but irrelevant at the moment. Sorry. Carry on. Every subsequent collection would feature this enhanced edition. While the original PS2 version was lost to time, most fans claim the addition of the final mix are the main reasons as to why Kingdom Hearts 2 is considered the best in the franchise. Some, however, some newcomers may have not known what most of these changes are. And I'll say this too, before I go into these changes, I will say this. Even before the final mix versions, because I had the honor to play Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 pre final mix days, and then of course post final mix days. And I can safely say this. I do think even before they added the whole final mix element for Kingdom Hearts 2, that Kingdom Hearts 2 was arguably the best Kingdom Hearts game, in both in game wise and story wise. But the final mix version, with some of the addition, most of the additions, I would say, helped just push that even further into the ground or into the wall. Kingdom Hearts 2 is debatably, still to this day, the best Kingdom Hearts game to date. So, anyways, let's give this a read, shall we? So now number 10, recolored enemies. And to be fair, I believe the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the first Kingdom Hearts game, when it got its Final Mix, um, it also recolored some of the Heartless. Like for example, that one Heartless that you um fight at Traverse Town in Kingdom Hearts 1. Um, when you meet Dino and Goofy, and then later on, after you ring that bell 3 times, go to that square. That Heartless was recolored. So the whole recolor thing isn't exactly new. It's the whole final mix bit to Kingdom Hearts. Anywho, like in the previous game, most Heartless sport new colors. And I'm not saying that one Heartless I'm referring to was the only Heartless that was recolored because there were like multiple Heartlesses that was recolored. If you were lucky enough to be like me, where you play the original versions than the final mix versions, you'll be able to spot the difference fairly easy in terms of the recolored. Anywho, one of the most famous changes in the final mix version of the in the first Kingdom Hearts was a new color scheme for the Heartless. And this bizarre change returned for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, where almost every Heartless was completely recolored. And I'm so happy that they referenced the first game. Fans had the same criticism as before. Most of the new color schemes made the Heartless look tacky and less intimidating, especially since they were also applied to huge bosses. Luckily, the Nobodies kept their original color scheme. And I guess these are some of the Heartlesses. Oh, I get it. Because I think this on this side, no, on this side I believe is the Final Mix versions, and over here is the OG. I mean, to be fair, I do like this Heartless style more than this. These, I know the same Heartless, but the color scheme difference doesn't really upset me with these two. Even though this does look more intimidating. These two, though, I wish that they stuck with this one. Even though I do like the green. But it looks like they changed this particular Heartless's weapon as well. Besides like two daggers, it's a circle. Or maybe it's one of the few things I haven't noticed about Kingdom Hearts 2 is that they can put their weapons in a circle like that, combine them. Anyway, introduce Special Heartless. And oh my god, the Mushroom 13 offered a new fun mini game. Look, if it wasn't for the fact that you need to beat all of these 13 mushrooms, I would agree. Like, if you didn't need to beat all 13 mushrooms just to get the after credit scene for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, I would agree. But only because you have to, like, beat them, I believe, is one of the requirements to get the secret ending, as it's more commonly referred to. Yeah, I am no. I'm sorry, I can't agree. This is fun. Anyways, or that as fun as it could, as to say. Like Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the enhanced edition of Kingdom Hearts 2 added new special heartless throughout the many Disney worlds. They forced Sora to take part in entertaining minigames, but this time, these heartless have more cohesive theme. There are Mushroom 13, a group of heartless that are based on the different members of Organization 13, the main antagonist of the game. Not only are they wearing the same black coats and sports each member's distinctive number, but their minigames also feature references to boss fights each against each member of the organization. If Sora passes all 13 tests, he will obtain the winner's proof keyblade. And for those of you who doesn't know, crap, what did I do? For those of you who are Kingdom Hearts veterans, and like me who refuse to beat the mushrooms because they were annoying um as hell. Open tab. There we go. This is the winner's proof keyblade, and I do believe this is one of the requirements that you need to get in order to unlock the after credit scene for Kingdom Hearts 2, or the secret ending as it's more commonly referred to. Anywho, anywho, getting back to the article. A new drive form. Sora can use his powers from the first game. Okay, So this didn't really bother me. Like this change didn't really bother me like some bands did. This change was this addition was I feel unnecessary in terms of you have to beat these hard, 13 mushrooms in order to get the secret ending. This has been one of my favorite changes right here. The drive forms are one of the best gameplay elements of Kingdom Hearts 2, allowing Zoro to access different power-ups that let him wield two Keyblades at the same time. Which is why I'm kind of butthurt we didn't get drive forms back in Kingdom Hearts 3. Anywho, the final mix version added a new drive form that, despite lacking the dual-wielded aspect, was satisfying to use. Hell yeah. This is none other than Limit Form, a drive form that gives Sora all of his abilities from the first game. This includes the classic dodge roll and combo modifier like Santazuken and Ripple Drive. Not only that, but he can also now perform the four iconic action abilities from his previous adventure: Sonic Grave, Last Arcanum, Strike Rate, and Infinity. My favorite form has to be Valor form in general. But dude, I so love that we got this. The drive function is amazing. And number seven is gathering puzzle pieces, a small but interesting new gameplay element. This is I'm kind of split this. On one hand, this was kind of like we didn't need to put this addition into Kingdom Hearts 2. But as a person who grew up doing puzzles, I so love this. This was one of my favorite unnecessary additions. The worlds of Kingdom Hearts 2 were criticized for being fairly linear and not presenting much room for exploration. In response, the Kingdom Hearts final mix included the puzzle pieces. Wait, is that the reason why they did that? Okay. Well, if that's the reason why they did that, then I take the unnecessary addition back. Then this cute gameplay element incentivizes the player to explore every corner of each world in order to find them. These pieces worked exactly as intended, giving players a reason to go back to previous levels with new movement abilities. They can be used to assemble different puzzles that will reward players with a beautiful piece of art and some useful item for their adventures. Now let's be real, the quote unquote beautiful piece of art is essentially wallpaper. Wallpaper that is not hard to like get like on your phone or on your laptop. Even if you like go to like a Walgreens, you can blow up these like papers up, like quote unquote wallpapers, like picture stuff to be a wallpaper, even pre Final Mix days. So like let's be real. I'm not bashing them on that. I'm just saying let's be real. They were like easy wallpapers that they decided to make posts out of, which I'm not complaining about that. I actually think that's pretty creative. Anyways, number six, a new difficulty. Critical mode is one of the franchise's biggest challenges, which for people who like a challenge, oh hell yes. For me, I played Kingdom Hearts um Kingdom Hearts 2 so many times that beginner is like extremely easy, unnecessarily easy for me, and critical is my new normal. Like for me, standard mode is easy. No, proud mode was technically easy for me. Well, once I played Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's not even me trying to brag. Anywho, as beloved as the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2 was, it was always criticized for being nowhere near as hard as its predecessor. As a result, Square Enix had a brilliant idea of adding a new difficulty to the Final Mix version that would present an intense challenge for even the most experienced players. The new difficulty level was called Critical Mode, and it would double the damage that Zoro can both deal and receive, while also giving him less HP and magic and making enemies much more aggressive. This harsh level of challenge This harsh level of challenge was extremely well received by fans, and Critical Mode eventually became a staple for the rest of the franchise. Now, I'll agree. For me, like I said, since I played Kingdom Hearts 2 so much, Critical Mode is a challenge, but not that much of a challenge for me at this point. The one Kingdom Hearts game that Critical Mode has, to this day, been a pain in the ass with is Kingdom Hearts 3. Critical Mode for Kingdom Hearts 3 is a pain in the ass for me to get through. But I'm not complaining because I like that challenge. Anywho, the player at number 5, the player fights Roxas. The most important battle is no longer relegated to a cutscene, and this is extended with flashbacks. I was so excited when I heard we get to fight Roxas in here. I was so excited. I raged a lot when I first started to fight Roxas, but I loved it. So Roxas is one of the most important characters, if not the most important character in the story of Kingdom Hearts 2. So when Sora eventually has an inner battle against him near the end of the game, the stakes are high, but the player never gets to fight Roxas, but this conflict is instead resolved entirely via cutscene. This was regarded as one of the most questionable decisions in the entire franchise. I agree. I agree because I remember I when I was playing the original version, I always said to myself, "It'll be cool to fight Roxas," and here we are in the Final Mix version, and we get to fight Roxas. So thank you, Square Enix. The Final Mix version re rectified this huge mistake by adding a boss fight against Roxas. The result was not only a satisfying boss battle, but also one of the best ones in the entire franchise, both in terms of challenge and spectacle. Exactly, I agree. Number 4, a new area to explore, the Cavern of Remembrance is one of the best locations. And tell me, like, the Cavern of Remember, the Heartless in there is like about is potentially the hardest amongst the hardest versions of Heartless you'll have to fight in the game, in my opinion. Compared to the first game, Kingdom Hearts 2 is much more focused on action, less on exploration and platforming. But this was somewhat corrected by a new area that's only featured in the Final Mix version, the Cavern of Remembrance, inside Radiant Garden. For those of you who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts 2 yet, Radiant Garden, spoiler alert, is Hollow Bastion. So this huge cave has it all. A beautiful atmosphere across the fairing of already infamous heartless enemies, an element of puzzle solving. It even offers some satisfying platforming that takes advantage of the different methods, movements, and that Sora can earn through the game. To top it off, Players can find a collection of incredible and tough boss battles at the very end um, of the level. It's no wonder why the Cavern of Remembrance remains a fan favorite location in the franchise. And if you guys in the chat wants me to tell you what the boss fights are towards the end of the of Remembrance, I will gladly say that in the chat. I will pin the comment too, if you guys want me to say. Anyways, also for those of you guys who are new, I would say try to get your high jump, air dodge, and glide um up to at least about a level 3, maybe a 4, at least a 3, because you definitely will need it getting it through Cave of Remembrance. Fight Organization 13 more than once, absence elite and data battles added to the post game. The Organization 13 are legendary characters with memorable personalities and interesting boss battles. However, by the time that players get to face them, the dynamic combat system of Kingdom Hearts 2, half of them are already dead. Even those with sword faces in the game can be fought once. To this, the fight Final Mix version added two great mechanics. First, the absence deleted lets Zoro face all 13 members of Organization 13, who had already met their demise in Castle Oblivion. Castle Oblivion was like prominent in Chain of Memories. Second, the 13 data. Well, spoiler alert to the Cavern remembers the boss fights you get there, I guess. The 13 data battle was found in the Cavern of Remembrance. Let the player fight more powerful and more challenging versions of these characters as many times as they want. I defeated I when I played it the first time, the I beat all the Ciliates. The only one of the data version I have yet to beat is Demix. He's a pain in the butt to beat as a data version. Dance, Water, dance! Number 2, a new mystery challenging secret boss. A lingering will is a true test. I actually thought for a long time that this was in the original version. I could have sworn this was in the original version, but I guess not. Like in Kimura's Final Mix, Square Enix saw Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix as an opportunity to add a brand new secret boss that not only would present a big challenge for the player, but will also hint at important events for future games. This intriguing new character was the Lingering Will, who is infamous for being one of the hardest bosses in the franchise. Um, Lingering Will can exclusively be fought in the Final Mix version. His battle is extremely difficult with a lot of tricky moves and impressive techniques that had never been seen at that point of the series. Even the players who have managed to defeat all the Data Organization 13 members will have a tough time against this enemy. It was later revealed that the Lingering Will is related to Terra, one of the protagonists of the prequel Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. And I would say, if you can, level up to at least 90 before you face on the Lingering Will. Because this one is a tough son of a bitch to fight. No joke. And then the expanded story included a new secret ending. Everything makes more sense in this version. So, it can be arranged mean, it can be argued that Kingdom Hearts 2 was the point at which the story of the franchise became convoluted and hard to follow. Uh, I guess it depends on who you ask. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 was like that point where like they could have stopped, and if you want to stop at Kingdom Hearts 2, you can. But if you want to keep going, you can also do that too. But I don't know. So it was a good move from Square Enix to animate and include a new cutscene for the Final Mix version that show relevant events and do a better job at explaining important plot points. Also, the secret ending that they're probably showing with Xehanort right here was a literal scene in Birth by Sleeps. So now that players can get a glimpse of what the entire organization 13 was doing when they were not bothering Sora, which is fascinating, Axel's betrayal, Roxas's backstory was also fleshed out more efficiently, and the most significant addition to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix was this brand new secret ending, titled Birth by Sleep. This was an incredible cutscene with impressive animation that set the stage for the upcoming game, Birth by Sleep. So, I think outside of the cutscene and the secret boss, that they said with the lingering will, I think out of all these, my most favorite change or addition has to be the difficulty, the critical mode getting added. Us actually getting to fight Roxas besides just seeing it, and that scene getting extended, the cutscene getting extended in that area. Cavern of Remembrance getting added in, the data version of Organization 13, and Sora's limit form. I really enjoyed that too. Well, that said, out of all of those 10 add-ons or changes, which do you think is your favorite? And what Kingdom Hearts game is your guys' favorite? Mine is Kingdom Hearts 2. That said, love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And as the saying goes in Kingdom Hearts, may your hearts be your guiding key.